Welcome to the second of our series of dry pouring lessons. The first one we showed you was one-to-one, where you had two objects, keeping it very simple for your child. With this lesson, after they've mastered the one-to-one pouring and they're comfortable with that, then you can add some variety for them. So this is going to be dry pouring 1-to-2, where they will have two different choices of things to pour. Things you will need for this lesson are a pitcher, and then two other items that they can pour into. As you can see, we have chosen green beads for pouring this time. It adds some visual interest and texture. One of the things we wanted to specifically show you is with this pouring lesson, when the children are going to want to pour back into the pitcher, this works okay because this is a wide mouth pitcher. We cannot recommend highly enough that you want to try each of these lessons out first. So as you're preparing your environment and you're finding things for your kids to do, you're going to want to actually do this and make sure that it works for your child. Make sure that it doesn't fall out and they have success, because if it's a small pitcher and they're trying to pour this back in, what's going to happen? They're going to get very frustrated. So as you're preparing your environment and deciding on things you will need based on what you already have in your home, practice it and make sure that it works successfully so that your child will have success. Here is our lesson on dry pouring 1-to-2. When you're doing this lesson, you'll notice that I use two hands when picking up the pitcher and pouring. Even though as an adult you would have the strength to use just one hand, many times a child's small hands and arms, they will need both hands to carry and to pour. And the same is true when they're pouring back into the original container. They'll want to use two hands, so you will want to demonstrate using two hands. It helps them with control. We've talked with the pouring lesson about the obvious fine motor control that they're going to get as they carefully pour their items. But one of the things that we also want to mention is the body control that's involved with the pouring lesson. You know, as with all the other lessons, they are going to be getting this tray off of their own shelf and carrying it to their workspace. So if you think of all the body control that it will require for them to carry this tray, of course things are going to fall off and they're going to have to pick everything up. Every time someone uses a lesson, almost all the time in the classroom, something will fall. They'll have to put the tray on the floor, pick it up, pick the tray back up, and those are all lessons in body control. They're working their muscles, they're practicing carrying things to and from. Some of the trays can be quite heavy, which is great for the kids because they're using all of those gross motor skills. So in addition to the fine motor that all of these practical life lessons have, there is a lot of body control involved.